Hi, this is Diya Mirza and you're watching BollywoodHungama.
Well, I've been meeting Diya Mirza for a long time now, for many years now, and each time I meet her in Bombay or Hyderabad or wherever, I just keep on discovering that she's getting prettier and younger by the day, and no wonder she's got the eternal beautiful woman of the year award at Femina Miss India recently. So Diya, a huge pleasure to have you back first of all on BollywoodHungama.
Thank you.
ये क्या राज है? First of all, आप Facebook Live पे you want to say something to your fans?
Hi
They're watching
guys.
you live right now.
I'm really happy to be here and I'm very happy to be talking to Faridoon, who is an old friend. Of course, he didn't say that in his introduction, but he's somebody I've admired for long and I think he's one of the most wonderful people to talk to and I'm really looking forward to this conversation.
Fantastic. So first of all, this entire
Benjamin Button.
Benjamin Button.
That's a phenomenon.
No, I don't think so. So ये क्या राज है? दिया जी आप आज बता ही दीजिए आप.
Faridoon, honestly,
जी.
I think it's a huge compliment. Thank you so much. लेकिन मैं हमेशा ये कहती हूँ कि एक तो DNA का कुछ तो मतलब हिस्सेदारी होगी इसमें. I've just been blessed with wonderful parents who've given me great DNA. But also क्योंकि मैंने शायद शुरुआत इतने कम उम्र में की थी. I came into the public eye at such a young age that people imagine I'm very old. I'm not.
Old is not even in the picture actually. We're not even talking about that.
Yeah, no, but I think the association with beauty is a lot to do with age. A lot of people tend to think that younger is beautiful, and while the 20s have their charm and their innocence and their fragility, because I think an individual is discovering themselves at that age. There is a unique individuality that permeates in the 30s.
No, absolutely.
Which reflects, I think, in the way we conduct ourselves and the way we are and the way we think. And I think that then has something to do even with the way we look.
No, absolutely. In fact, I don't know if you remember, but I had tweeted to you with regards to one of your ads, which is the red sari one.
Yeah.
I think you look incredibly sensuous in that. Let me be honest. I'm glad that Sahil has just left. And I told you that we would want to see you doing movies, and I'm really glad that you're acting once again in Salaam Mumbai, that too like an international project, and that too an Iranian film. How's been the experience? I believe you've been having a ball shooting.
It was wonderful. It was a whole new experience. I've always admired Iranian films. Big fan of Majid Majidi. और जब मुझे इस फिल्म का ऑफर आया तो I was like, I had to pinch myself and say, is this real? क्योंकि एक सही मुकाम पे मुझे ये फिल्म की ऑफर आई थी. मैं ऐसे एक दौर से जा रही थी जहाँ पे हमारी स्क्रिप्टिंग कंप्लीट हो चुकी थी. We were getting into casting and you know how much time casting takes.
जी, बिल्कुल.
And I was like, what am I going to do now? Because when you're deeply involved with pre-production, scripting and all of that, टाइम कहाँ जाता है पता ही नहीं चलता.
जी बिल्कुल.
महीनों निकल जाते हैं. आप राइटिंग में इतने मसरूफ होते हैं कि कुछ मतलब ठिकाना ही नहीं रहता है वक्त का. And then suddenly that lull after the writing effort between that and then casting, it can be tormentous for an individual.
Absolutely.
And I was actually seeking work. I wanted to go back in front of the camera. I wanted to actively start being in front of the camera. And just at that time, Dr. Ali Rani, who's a very famous physician in our industry, who's been Shah Rukh Khan's physician and many others. He handles also some of the cricketers in the country. He called me and he said, I have this offer from an Iranian director. He's very keen to cast you. You're very popular in Iran and they really want to work with you. And I was like, I'm popular in Iran? I didn't know that.
You look like
I was like, and then of course the questions, what's the story, what's the script, is it going to be Hindi, English? It's an experiment. It's going to be something that's the first of its kind. It's the first Indo-Iranian film and it's world cinema because it's got Persian. The Iranian characters are speaking in Farsi. The Indian characters are speaking in English and Hindi. So it's bilingual and it was a very refreshing experience. It was very exciting.
And your co-star is Golzar. Apparently, he's called the
Reza Golzar.
Reza Golzar. He's called the Shah Rukh Khan of Iran.
Yes, he is.
And I think a very handsome.
He is.
Good-looking.
He actually, I think he looks like a younger version of George Clooney.
George Clooney.
Yeah. He's a very sexy man. Very, very
Must be.
sexy. I'm not talking about George Clooney. I'm talking about Reza.
I'm sure that you're talking about Reza Golzar. Apparently, you were upset about the fact that there's a no touching clause or something like that.
I was being cheeky about that.
Right.
But it's interesting, right? We take on our censorship so often. It's something that we've really, really had raging debates about in India. And censorship, I realized after I started working on the Iranian film, is so relative, you know, because in Iran, which is an Islamic country, the censorship laws there are totally different from ours. They're clearly very, very stringent, very strict about many things.
Absolutely.
And interestingly...
And yet they're very progressive.
Correct.
Yet they're
And
very
their stories
progressive.
are very evolved.
Exactly.
And I think it is that restriction that compels them to be more creative.
Yeah.
That compels
Irony,
them
the
to...
irony of it.
Absolutely. We live in ironical times.
We do.
We do.
We do.
So I'm like, ये तो हमारा censorship तो बल्ले बल्ले है compared to हम लोग रोते हैं ना कि का पूरा रोल कट कर दिया जंगल बुक से ये क्या बात हुई, you know, and then you think about that, I mean that censorship, and you think I can't even touch my male co-actor and I'm in a romantic film, and we take these physical gestures very we don't think about it as Indian actors, you know.
Correct.
It's not a big deal for us to hold hands, to touch, to hug, to show a physical demonstration of love. It's a very natural thing for us, but there you can't do it. And I was like, याद रखो छू नहीं सकते scene में.
बताइए.
बताइए.
That's like बहुत ज़्यादा, in fact बहुत जुल्म है.
बहुत जुल्म, और वो तो
Seriously.
इतने खूबसूरत आदमी के साथ.
Exactly. वही मैं सोच रहा हूँ.
बेइंतहा नाइंसाफी.
Okay, yeah, you know, one of the reasons why I think a lot of people have started respecting you hugely has been your entire stand on the water conservation in Mumbai, and you've been getting your share of brickbats as well. In fact, you had tweeted that the irony of the times we live in, farmers commit suicide due to drought and people waste water to play holy. Go ahead, call me anti-Hindu. You've been trolled like heavily on that. How do you look at it now?
Let me start off with a clarification. And it's really unfortunate that I have to clarify, but I should. You know, when I look back at that tweet, I wish I hadn't said, go ahead, call me anti-Hindu, because I think what it did was it diluted the impact of what it is that I was trying to say, and it just became like a controversy, which it shouldn't have been.
Right.
Having said that, maybe it garnered an attention, but that was not the intention at all. The reason why I said, go ahead, call me anti-Hindu, was because many times in the past, and Faridun, this is a recent phenomena, you know, as actors, we've been speaking up for saving paper, conserving water, going cracker free during Diwali. What are we talking about? We're talking about the quality of our air, our water. We're talking about the earth that is connected to our lives, and we're saying that, listen, culturally, perhaps it's time for us to change the way we've done many things because it's impacting our environment. And never has it so happened, other than in the recent past, that I've been attacked for being anti-Hindu.
Right.
And at torrents of tweets during Diwali for a campaign that I was running. I'm a conservationist, I'm a nature lover. So when I set these campaigns up, I don't imagine that people are going to say, you're being anti-culture and you're being anti-Hindu and anti-religion when you're saying don't burst crackers during Diwali because you're concerned about the quality of the air. Now, the reason why I said go ahead, call me into anti-Hindu was because I had been attacked before. I had been called anti-Hindu before, so I was lashing out. It was a reaction. What I have understood now is that none of my comments can be reactive. They shouldn't be. I have to be wiser than that, because the battle that I am fighting, that we are fighting as human beings, is far greater than these petty things, you know. And if we have to really make a difference, we have to rise above these petty things that people keep springing at us time and time again.
Now, does it bother you, because we've been seeing that quite often, that if anyone says something and if it is not which is conducive to the general, what is perceived as popular viewpoint, then a person is being trolled and abused, and I don't know, when you were facing that entire thing, I had in fact
It's
just
very
mentioned
disturbing
about-
the kind of things people
So
say to you.
yeah, in fact,
It
I
gets
noticed.
very personal. I mean, I've been in the past. This time, though, everybody started
No,
reading
I
and seeing.
noticed that
But in the
people
past, I've
people
been
were
saying
calling you jihadi Mirza and everything, not just for
everything is
conservating.
moved to Pakistan. Everything is
Ah,
your
वो तो खैर
jihadi.
seriously
Or
होता है.
never in the past of my public life has my surname become such a big
Issue.
not issue.
Cause-
Like it's never defined my identity.
That's true.
It has never defined my identity. Nobody has introduced me to a group of people saying, meet Dia Mirza, she's Muslim.
Exactly.
Because the fact of the matter is that who I am is what I do, what I feel, how I think. That's not defined by my surname.
Absolutely.
And it shouldn't be for anyone.
It never was. Even
Yeah.
you were espousing causes earlier as well.
Absolutely.
These things were never
Absolutely.
raised in the past. But what has been the learning experience? I think the best part is that you've not cowed down. You've still been talking about the water conservation. You've also spoken about the entire IPL thing, that it should be shifted out of Maharashtra, which I think ideally it should be, because considering the sort of crisis which it is.
You know, Sahil
Today
and
they're
I
saying
have
that
had
sewage water they'll be using.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
know,
they're saying.
Faridun, Sahil and I, my husband, have had a big debate on this thing. Because when I said that, symbolically, even if it is mere symbolism, it should be moved out of Maharashtra. And he said, why?
Exactly.
Sahil's a big cricket fan. And when he said, what do you mean it should be moved out? I said, because it's not. How can you justify to that poor person who's standing in line for hours to get access to one matka of water?
Absolutely.
That you are wasting so many gallons of thousands of gallons of water to play a sport. So he said, that is the paradox of our times. The haves and the have-nots, the distance, the gap between the two have widened, and widened significantly. If we really want to make a difference, the question we should be asking of ourselves and of our nation is, drought is not a new phenomena. It has been happening for years. The intensity and the frequency of droughts and floods is going to increase because of climate change. What are we doing as a government, as a people, to protect ourselves, to protect our poor from such adversity, from such situations? And there are enough measures that can be taken. Water harvesting,
Rainwater harvesting.
recharging of groundwater, building check dams. There's a lot that can be done. What are we doing to do
Nothing.
that? What are we doing to ask of industries that are water intensive in Maharashtra? How are we compelling them to reduce their water consumption or seek alternative methods?
Sugar industries, to be specific.
Sugar, paper, there's so many industries.
Right.
If you look at China, Faridun, and India loves to look at China. You know, we're constantly saying we want to be,
Absolutely.
yeah, right? So if you look at China, China has actually understood how important water is, and because they have the density of population that they do, they are taking stringent measures to change the way they function. Their industries are being revamped as we speak. So they've actually set up factories that make paper out of stone, which is abandoned at quarries and with zero use of water. Innovation is there. Are we applying it? Are we using it?
No, absolutely. And frankly speaking, the way we pollute our rivers. But
Yeah,
once
we're
again,
chopping our trees down,
if you say
we're reducing
anything,
green cover,
Exactly.
we're polluting our rivers with industrial waste, we're
And a lot of other
spewing
waste as well, yeah.
affluents. I mean, look at the rivers of Bombay. You know, there was this beautiful documentary I saw online, and it felt so bad. And very sensibly done, because this group of young people took footage of rivers in films and songs from old Hindi films.
जी.
And they said, ये आज का जो यही नदी आज के तारीख में ऐसी दिखती है, filled with garbage, dried up, बिल्कुल नल्ले की तरह, बिल्कुल बुरा हाल उस नदी का, जो एक फिल्म में 40 साल पहले, 30 साल पहले, 25 साल पहले looked so beautiful and magnificent. I think that speaks of us as a people. What are we doing in the name of progress? हम सब बर्बाद कर रहे हैं.
Even in terms of, frankly speaking, even in terms of progress, at the same time, in terms
and sheer apathy, neglect.
Apathy, and even in terms of devotion, we are not realizing what we are doing. Certain things, because if you talk about it, आपके ऊपर मतलब हर तरीके के strictures आ जाएंगे. But the fact is that we need to be more eco-friendly. We need to have more eco-friendly Ganpatis and all these things.
Absolutely.
We don't realize it, but it's like It's
people need to
mandatory right
understand what it means to be eco-friendly. Also, I think what we need to do more and more as a society is make the governments more accountable for their actions.
यहाँ तो स्लोगन से फुर्सत नहीं है.
Sad.
स्लोगन हो जाए.
We're drowning ourselves in the noise, and we're not
realizing
managing to go beyond it. You know, and that's really critical.
Even today, that train carrying 5 lakh gallons of water has reached Latur, but the moment it has reached, it's all credit who's is hogging the credit.
Of course.
Frankly, and it's very sad.
नेकी करने वाले कभी.
Exactly, नेकी कर दरिया में डाल.
Exactly.
And people are dying over there. Like in Latur, there are reports water death they are calling that वो line में खड़े हुए हैं and वहीं पर चक्कर खा के a person died. People are dying like just like that, just because of the fact that they're not even able to reach.
Faridun, this has been happening in Madhya Pradesh for the last 20 years. More. We've been getting serious warnings from nature for a very long time. And I just really hope that the attention that the media is giving the situation compels administration and government to actually take stringent measures that are sustainable. देखिए, it's not, of course, the immediate action is to send tankers of water. That's quick fix. What is the long-term plan? You know, what are you going to do? Now this metro rail yard that they want to build in RA, एक छोटा सा green lung है हमारे शहर का, already हवा के बर्बादी कर रखे हैं. देवनार डंपिंग ग्राउंड को जलाते रहते हैं. And you know how it's burnt? Because of warring gang lords who want stake for the tender for garbage. पैसे के खातिर लोग क्या-क्या कर रहे हैं आजकल.
No, seriously, and water is going to become like a cause of like mafia wars are going to be fought on because of water.
Yeah, they say the next world war will be fought over water.
Over water. Okay.
And our sheer stupidity.
Sheer stupidity. No, seriously, actually, and there should be done something about sea water if we can possibly do that. I think Chinese people they're doing it.
Salination.
Yeah, I think they're doing it. So I don't know why we are not doing it.
Don't go near the sea because I'll start off about the plastic we're dumping into it.
Seriously.
That's another story altogether. But Faridun, the good news is that there are very many amazing people in India who are doing incredible work to educate people about the conditions and how these conditions are going to impact our lives and our livelihoods, and also are doing some seriously amazing work on the ground. And I'm really, you know, it's been life altering. It changes your perspective of everything when you work with such people. And I'm so blessed.
Absolutely. So the problem these days is that if you point out that these things need to be done and this is something which is not right,
it's not about
anti-national. What is that? If you're not saying anything negative about the country, you're actually pointing out that what needs to be done.
See, we've always been the kind of people that have protected our flaws. We've covered them. हमको पसंद नहीं आता है जब हमारे घर की बात बाहर आ जाती है.
Exactly.
You know, we are like that as a society. We're very protective about our flaws. We have to start shaming ourselves, because the only way we will understand that we need to change is if we start shaming ourselves.
क्या बात है, बिल्कुल सही बात, बिल्कुल सही बात.
और ये जो नेशनल एंटी नेशनल ये सब बेकार के मुद्दे हैं.
बिल्कुल सही बात.
क्योंकि जब बाढ़ आएगी, जब तूफान आएगा, जब धरती फटेगी, जब ड्राउट आएगा, तब वही याद आएगा जो आज आप नहीं दोहरा रहे हैं बार-बार.
बिल्कुल सही बात है, बिल्कुल सही बात. That's absolutely true actually, and it is the way it is said that patriotism is the last refuge of the scoundrel, because they don't have anything else, because they've not been doing anything concrete, and which is very sad actually, which is extremely sad. You've also been doing some work for Kaziranga, I believe.
जी. I work with the Wildlife Trust of India, and I work with Sanctuary Asia very closely. Amazing group of people doing extraordinary work on the ground. So in Kaziranga they have something called the CWRC, which is actually a rescue and rehabilitation center for animals. Right. Kaziranga, Faridun, is the most magical ecological haven. It's probably the brightest spot on the Indian map.
Right.
Because it harbors such a diverse ecology, and the way it functions is brilliant. हर साल वहाँ पे बाढ़ आता है. वो बाढ़ आना ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि जब वो बाढ़ आता है तो उसके ग्रासलैंड्स फ्लरिश होते हैं.
क्या बात.
जब बाढ़ आता है तो जानवर ऊपर माउंटेन के ऊपर चले जाते हैं. उस चक्कर में छोटे बच्चे जो होते हैं, cubs, babies, baby elephants, they all get stuck. Some of them get stuck. And this CWRC center rescues these animals. And what's fascinating is that they take them in, and it's not inexpensive, it's very expensive to rear and take care of these abandoned animals.
बिल्कुल.
And rewild them. They send them back into the wild. It is magical to see the work that's happening there and the way it's done, and selfless people who understand कि वो that elephant's life is connected to mine.
बिल्कुल
It's connected to
seriously.
yours.
Seriously.
वो नहीं बचेगा तो हम नहीं बचेंगे.
Seriously. I think the good part today of the news was that the number of tigers
Has gone up.
Yeah, so which is definitely
It's great news, but another paradox. I'm the eternal optimist, but I have to point out that tigers need space, especially the male tigers. They move out because they're territorial animals. They have to have a certain amount of territory जो उनके नाम लिखी है. नहीं तो क्या होगा, वो एक दूसरे को मार डालेंगे. That's how they exist.
बिल्कुल.
अब क्या हो रहा है, हमारा फॉरेस्ट कवर श्रिंक हो रहा है.
बिल्कुल.
हमारे जो कॉरिडोर्स थे जो फॉरेस्ट को कनेक्ट कर रहे थे वो खत्म होते जा रहे हैं. नाउ बेसिक फंडा, अगर नंबर्स ऑफ द एनिमल इज इंक्रीजिंग, they will need space, and if they don't have space, where will they go?
No, absolutely.
So animal-man conflict will increase. You will see more people getting injured, hurt by the animal, which will work against conservation, because जो आदमी grassroots ground level पे रहता है, buffer zone में रहता है, जंगल के बाहर रहता है, वो क्या कहेगा, बाघ की वजह से हमारी जान जा रही है, तो मैं बाघ क्यों बचाऊं?
बिल्कुल सही.
वो नहीं सोचेगा कि बाघ बचेगा तो जंगल बचेगा, जंगल बचेगा तो नदी बचेगी. फिर दूसरा क्या हो रहा है, इट्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक क्रिएटिंग अ सप्लाई चेन फॉर पोचर्स, क्योंकि आबादी बढ़ रही है, इनको जाने के लिए जगह नहीं है, जैसे ही जंगल से निकलते हैं खत्म हो जाते हैं. देयर आर सो मेनी टाइगर्स दैट हैव गॉन मिसिंग इन द रणथंभौर sanctuary in the last 2 years.
Okay.
And we are not talking enough about that. So while it's great news, what we need to seriously start advocating is better corridors and to protect whatever little of our forest that is left.
That's really amazing. No, it's wonderful to just look at the beautiful face of Dia Mirza, and she's talking such amazing sense actually, which is I think a unique combination. I must tell you that.
Thank you.
So talking about your movies, your production house, I believe you guys are having 3 productions in the pipeline. So
Yes.
could you please tell us something about that?
We're trying really hard to get them off the ground. You know, the moment people hear producer, they think it's Mr. Moneybags or Miss Moneybags. That's not how it works. When you are a producer, you first have to, of course, nurture a script, and then you need to seek the approval of an actor who will then determine the budget of the film, and then starts the big war, which is to get the funding for the film, the backing for the film. So we're on a war footing right now.
Okay.
Fighting hard to give our babies life, and inshallah, if everything goes well, we should be on a film set very soon.
And who are the possible casting that you may be having? Bobby Jasoos, I think you got a good response in terms of performance, and even commercially, I believe
critically appreciated.
Yeah, critically it was appreciated. But I'm sure that a movie like this will add positivity to you guys, because there's something to. Vidya was outstanding in the movie. There's no doubt about that. The writing was pretty good.
I think see, it's a very small industry, okay, and your work ethic spreads. The word spreads very fast. So I have no reason to ever doubt or believe that anybody we ever go to would second guess or wonder whether we are capable of making a film. I think that has been well established. Having said that, we've made unique choices in the stories that we've had written. They're not your stereotypical choices. They're not the regular stories. So they will. The challenge will be to find the right people to fit into these narratives, who will, of course, justify them first at a performer level, and then, of course, be able to carry the the budget of the film.
Absolutely. We would like to just end it on a bit of a
Fun,
frothy
naughty,
and
frothy.
fun
Let's
note.
be mainstream.
So we'll have like a rapid fire with you. Rapid
Okay.
fire with Dia Mirza. So this is how it goes.
My heart is going boom, 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 boom.
One major difference between Iranian film industry and Bollywood.
They work with 45 people, we work with over 60. वो बहुत कम लोगों में बहुत काम हो जाता है.
That's true. Even in terms of, I think the way they function, the camera, and all these
Everything,
things, like very economical.
everything. Their nuance is very different.
Your honest first reaction. Your honest first
Don't
reaction.
be naughty, yeah, very good. Don't get me to
नहीं, देखिए,
trouble.
अभी जहाँ पर
अच्छा,
serious
ठीक
है,
है,
तो
बोलो.
वहाँ पर serious है.
अच्छा,
मैं
ठीक है,
context में
बोलो.
जाता हूँ. जहाँ पर naughty है, तो मतलब it has to be like full on.
ठीक
To
है,
be
बोलो.
honest, let's
ठीक है,
not hold
ठीक है,
anything
ठीक है,
back.
ठीक है.
You are at the end of the day like a commercial movie actress, so we have to, and you're looking every bit of that. So
Okay.
your honest first reaction when someone sings to you, कैसे मैं कहूँ तुझे रहना है तेरे दिल में.
I always go, oh, that's so sweet. I get that a lot, huh?
Right.
That's really, it's unbelievable the amount of love that film has earned, and the irony, my favorite word for this interview, is that when it released in the theaters, it didn't get that love. It has transcended the test of time. It's just permeated into lives much after its release, and it's just stayed there. You know, even now I get messages from people saying I've seen it 50 times, I've seen it 6, and I'm like, what? He's nodding his head.
In fact, we spoke to Madhavan during Sala Kadus, and
Yeah.
he was like that. He said that I think his favorite film. That's what he said as well.
It's
Even
got,
he
there's
remembers
something
very
about
fondly.
that film that I think is just, the music of course was exceptional. Harris Jairaj did a great job with the music. And also Bombay Jayashree's voice, you know, when you think back to Zara Zara,
Outstanding.
what a song.
Outstanding.
What
Even
a
now I can
song.
listen.
I
to
get
it.
goosebumps.
I'm
thinking
hearing it
about
right now.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So, Dia Mirza, your honest first reaction when you saw the wastage of water in IPL matches despite of drought conditions in Maharashtra.
Hashtag we are stupid.
Hashtag we are stupid. Your honest first reaction when Twitter trolled you for your holy tweet. First time.
Hashtag we are stupid.
Hashtag we are stupid. No, but I think I'm really.
I'm
I must really
like,
say that.
क्या है यार, बहुत time है
you
लोगों के पास.
held it very very bravely, and I think one should be, because the best way of just handling the bullies is to just stand before them.
When you have the larger context and perspective,
जी.
nothing can ride you down.
क्या बात है, बिल्कुल बेहतरीन. You produced Bobby Jasoos, starring Vidya Balan. Which film of the following stars you wish you had produced?
Okay.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Chakde.
हाँ, Salman Khan.
Bajrangi Bhaijaan.
Amitabh Bachchan.
Piku.
Okay, Imran Hashmi.
Azhar. I think it's going to be a
It's looking good.
turning point.
It's looking good.
Yeah.
Ranbir Kapoor.
So many, he's so good. Rocket Singh.
Rocket Singh. Very
That's
good.
the
choice.
first film that just got me hooked onto him. I was like, hi, kuch baat hai, kuch
No,
baat
but
hai.
Definitely. And I'm sure that 15 years down the line, this is one film that people will definitely, जैसे आपने रहना तेरे दिल
We
में कहा.
in film schools everywhere. I think this is a script that people will talk about
No,
for
absolutely.
years to come. It's
Absolutely.
a brilliant story.
Kareena Kapoor.
I have so many, but I think Chameli.
Deepika Padukone.
Everything. I love her. Deepika, I think I'd like to produce one of her next films.
One of her next film. So is that a hint?
Untitled film.
Is that a hint?
Soon to be released.
Is
Oh
there a
my
hint
god, that
she
would
may
be awesome.
So is there a
I
hint
don't know.
that she may be in one of your productions?
I would love for her to be. I think she's a magnificent artist. And I think she's one of the coolest people ever to have entered this industry.
A very good professional actually. Very
Yeah.
good professional. There's no doubt about that. Okay, 15 years ago you defined what true love is in Rehna Hai Tere Dil Mein, but for Dia Mirza, what is love?
It's the meaning of life. It really is. There's this lovely quote where it says that the greatest power in the world is not money, it is love.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है. One thing Iranian cinema has that Bollywood does not.
Songless movies.
One thing that Bollywood has that Iranian cinema doesn't, apart from the songs.
Songs in movies.
Apart from the songs.
I think Iranian films have essence. There's an essence in everything. They're always looking for a little more than just entertainment. I think Bollywood films are primarily entertainment.
Okay. And
Of course, lots of us are trying to break that.
Yeah, absolutely. So when is it going to be releasing? And
Post Ramzan.
Post Ramzan, and it will have like a proper India release as well.
Well, the intention is for it to happen like that. I'm not very sure whether they've ascertained how responsive our market will be, but I'm just excited about the possibility of having access to 80 million new people who have been showering their love on me, and I can't believe कितना प्यार है उनके पास देने को.
Absolutely.
It's amazing, amazing.
No, absolutely. If asked hypothetically, if asked hypothetically to change the leading star cast of these super successful films, what will be your other than the original choices?
Okay.
Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge.
Alia Bhatt and Ranveer Singh.
Okay, Lagan.
नहीं यार, लगान को कितना How can we change the cast of any of these films? They're so
Hypothetically, so
iconic.
you are safe.
Okay.
This is like
my God. Ranveer Singh, Ranbir Kapoor, sorry, and who in place of DC would be Parineeti Chopra. I think would be beautiful for a
Parineeti Chopra. Okay, Lage Raho Munna Bhai.
लकीर और मुन्ना भाई यार ये तो आइकॉनिक फिल्म्स है इनको कैसे कोई रिप्लेस ही नहीं कर सकता.
Hypothetically.
हाँ. For Sanju sir and I would say there's no one like him. It's impossible. Like who that combination of vulnerability, fragility and masculinity. Salman Khan would make a very interesting Munna, I think.
Yeah, I think he will.
Circuit.
Arshad will kill.
Arshad is going to
can kill for Circuit.
Yeah, I think he'd just kill anybody who tried to play Circuit. It'd be like, ये मैं ही कर सकता हूँ.
I've had some really interesting conversations on Circuit. Really, he justifies the way he justifies that why he is apt for. Amir had made this statement that maybe I would like to play Circuit.
Yeah, imagine Amir.
Amir is too big for Circuit.
But imagine
the way he justifies everything is like amazing actually. If Batman vs Superman is remade in India, hopefully with a better script, which of the two superstars you would love to see fight against each other in the film?
Hrithik Roshan and Salman Khan.
Hrithik Roshan and Salman Khan?
Yeah, I think that would be very interesting.
Hrithik Roshan and Salman Khan.
If you want to make it even more exciting, I'd do Ranveer Singh and Hrithik Roshan.
Ranveer Singh and Hrithik Roshan. Okay, that's interesting.
That's interesting. They get along also.
No,
I think they'll have great fun. I think it's a great idea, guys. Somebody please make this movie. I'll book the first day first show ticket.
No, but the script has to be better.
Yeah, it better be. It better be better.
The idea is fantastic, but it's better be like a well-written script. So, dear Mirza, I think it was wonderful to have you. I think you've passed the rapid fire with flying colors.
You were testing me? I didn't know.
Rapid fire is all about testing actually. So, you passed with flying colors. So, congratulations for that.
And what do I get?
And what do I get? Basically, we would like to have your opinion.
Oh, okay.
In fact, we are getting from you for this as well.